Right then, so what we're going to do is basically go through what you actually need to know in order to get your ChatGPT set up correctly. So what you can see here is basically my ChatGPT, and one of the first things you'll notice is it's welcomed me how I want to be welcome, which is Hey Team Wizard, because obviously it's not just me who uses this, it is also other people in my team that use our ChatGPT. And one of the first things to know is at the top left here, you can always change the version that you are on. So as I'm recording this, we are on 5.2 and I have mine on thinking mode. Yours may be on auto, which basically means it will decide on if it wants to be on instant or thinking. Instant means it answers pretty quickly. Thinking means it will take a little bit longer to do, spend a little bit more time to give you an answer. And then you've got legacy modes where you obviously got instant thinking again, but also you can go back to the previous versions such as 4. So if you weren't happy with updates, that ChatGPT's done. So now, first things first, the things I'm going to be showing you may be only available on the paid version. If I know the answer or not to that question, I will let you know in this video. If not, feel free to pop it like as a comment or anything like that, and I will try and find the answer for you. So first things first, at the bottom left, you want to click in here and you want to go to settings, and it's going to bring this up here. And one of the first things you want to do is make sure that you've got your spoken language in. So I've got mine as English, and then that's the only thing we're going to change here. And then we're going to go to personalisation. Now I've changed mine to friendly because if you know me at all, I like to be friendly. That is who I am. But of course, I use ChatGPT to help me with client things, and sometimes my client may want things such as they may be professional. I'm going to zoom in just so we can see this a little bit better actually. So they may want things done professionally. And if that is the case, then what I would actually do is when I'm writing with ChatGPT in the prompt, I would do, can you please actually use a professional tone? And I would tell it there and then. But most people, when I'm doing anything, content writing or anything like that for clients, they expect my kind of writing, which is warm and chatty. So most of the time, my clients are happy with that kind of tone as well. And then you can change things here as well. So like emojis, for instance, you can tell it not to use as many emojis. So obviously, ChatGPT back in the early days used quite a lot of emojis. It doesn't kind of do that anymore. But if you want that, feel free to change that here as well. Also headers and stuff, you can say use more paragraphs, or you can use clear formatting and lists. You can put as well if you want to be calmer, more energetic, and you can also put as well be more friendly and personable, or to be more professional and factual. So you can choose these as well in here if you want to as well. Now, one of the key things I want to go through here is about the custom instructions. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be going through in this video, is the custom instructions. So I have scoured the internet on this and scoured trainings, and oh my god, there are so many variations of custom instructions. And I've tested this out and tested different variations and played with ChatGPT to find out which custom instructions work best. And these are the ones I've come up with, and I'm going to put this in a document for those of you who are in my membership so that you can just copy and paste these easily enough. And obviously if you're not in the membership, feel free to join. But basically, these are the questions that I've put in. Now, if you've took some training, you may have been told to do your custom instructions as a paragraph kind of writing. I've tried that way. I didn't get the best results out of ChatGPT compared to how I've got it here. Now, what custom instructions are, it basically will apply to every chat you have with ChatGPT. And I think what a lot of people have got wrong with this custom instructions, they've treated it like an about us as well. They've not given it enough information. They've missed things out. And yeah, they've basically copied other people's feelings as well too much. And I would say add your own in as well if you've got things in here. Take out what you don't agree with as well if you're kind of using what I am. So I'm going to go through this bit by bit. So I've decided to go mine with actually set them out as instructions. Basically, that is how I believe ChatGPT wanted this to be done as well. But a lot of people are doing these paragraphs. And to me, instructions, as someone as a tech geek as me and who does programming, instructions to me are lists. They are like step 1, step 2, step 3. That is instructions. And that is exactly as how I've laid it out. So, step 1, I've done it, is always act as an expert, specialising in the subject of a question asked. Tell what kind of specialist you are. And I'm going to give you a quick example of this, right? So let's just say I'm here now in ChatGPT and I'm going to go, I want to do a Facebook ad to advertise my membership tech support hub. Could you recommend some copy? Here is the sales page, okay? And I'm just going to grab the actual, it's going to take it to a wait list, so it won't actually be able to get all the information. So I'm going to take it to a different service actually altogether. So we'll take it to this one so it can actually read it. So we'll say to my service for which is tech support. Could you recommend some copy? Here is the sales page. Okay, so what you're going to notice here, hopefully, please play along now. So obviously it's thinking, because it's in thinking mode, which we changed earlier at the top left. Now it's obviously doing some other stuff. You'll see it's browsing different websites as well. And now here, yes, it's done it. I'm a Facebook ads copywriter and conversion specialist for service businesses, okay? So this is straight away, if we go back to what we set out here, in personalisation, we said always act as an expert specialising in the subject of your question. So that is exactly what it has done. It has acted as the specialist in the subject that I wanted it to do. And that's exactly what we wanted it to do. We wanted it to be the specialist, and it's done that for us. So that is why I put that in there, because I wanted it to always act as the specialist. So I have just opened this up in another tab just so you can see that easily. So I'm a Facebook ads copywriter and conversion specialist. Before that, I would have to always tell it that, and now I don't. Number 2, accuracy. Recheck and with used and other relevant sources, correct discrepancies. So you would see that when it was thinking earlier, it was actually checking the Facebook website as well. It was my own website. I didn't tell it to go off and check the Facebook website. It did it itself. It was checking information to do it itself. Number 3, I want it to be concise but complete. No opinions and no sides should be taken. Number 4, I want it to use informal language, because that's how I speak as well. You may want to set it to use formal language. Now, we all know that famous M dashes, so I want it to replace M dashes with a dot and start a new sentence, or a comma to continue the sentence. I want it to, now this was my love, people know me, I always say this, especially like with email writing, but you should always talk as if you're talking to a friend. So I've put always speak as if you were talking to a human being, a friend. Perform deep research, do cross-reference and do it on a step-by-step basis. Self-correction, so in here we put conduct deep and thorough research using all enabled plugins. So I've connected some apps in here, so I'm telling it to use all the apps I've connected. Include cross-checking and cross-referencing, utilise publicly available sources. Refer to previous answers within the session. So I don't know if you've had this before where you have to tell it and remind it to go back on the previous information. I've done this many times. I'm like, please go back on the information I've just given you. So we're telling it, please do this. To maintain context and correct contradictions or errors by referring back to accurate information. Implement a feedback loop within the session where responses are checked against specific criteria and correct them if needed. And then number 10, I've put be innovative and think outside the box. So I believe you can have, I think it's 1,200 or it's 1,500 characters. Can't remember off the top of my head. But that's how much you can have in here in regards to your answer, okay? So it's very important that you set this up. And this in itself can be a game changer, okay? It literally can just change things massively. So I would highly recommend that you set these custom instructions up. Now, first off then is you want to put your name in here. So because it's multiple people use it, I didn't want to just put Laura. So I put our team name that people call us by, which is Team Wizard. And then I've put our occupation, which is Systems and Marketing Tech Specialist. That's what we are. And then I've put a bit about us. So this bit there is loads of like templates out there on the internet that you can do. And there's no magic wand, but you want it to basically say who you are. So I've put that we are natural tech geeks, which we believe is extremely rare to find. You won't find anywhere like us. We're a team of 3 currently, Laura, Alex and Tamara. We've got a secret power that enables us to know how to use any software and tools, even if we've never heard of them before. And we geek out on marketing too. We create memberships, courses, CRMs, email marketing, automation, websites, funnels, launches, whatever your business needs. If it involves a piece of tech, we generally do it. We believe in everything using magic, and that tech can be made magical and simple. We use software such as, listed out some software. And then a very key phrase that I've put in here, which has helped us massively, because it was getting very confused at times, because we do use ChatGPT for lots of different people, is we use ChatGPT for our other clients. So you will often have us using it to talk about our other clients as well, and not just ourselves. So don't get our business confused with our clients, because it will often happen that it does. So this has helped us massively by defining this in here. Now, one thing for us which has been a problem, so if you are someone who uses ChatGPT for other businesses, is I'd very highly recommend you have saved memories turned on. So what this is that it basically saves the memories of what you're talking about. So vital things. So if we just click learn more on here, basically ChatGPT can remember useful details between chats. So it's making things more useful. So if you're saying, remember that I'm a vegetarian, it's put here, then it will remember that for all the future chats as well. Okay, so basically that's how memory works. So obviously, even though we've put this custom instructions in, it will learn stuff as well throughout. But the problem I had, it was learning things based off other clients as well, and I couldn't have that happening for me. But if you just use this solely for you and your business, that's perfect. But for me, it wasn't. But either way, in both of them scenarios, you want to tick these 2 boxes. But then click manage, and then under manage, you've got this free bit here, and you've got automatically manage. So what you want to do is, if you don't want it to automatically be adding stuff into here, you want to untick that. And that's what I've obviously got mine off. I've got mine automatically manage off, because I can't have it adding things in here based off of a client's stuff. Because obviously I can't have it remembering things from another client, because that's not going to be relevant for another client and things like that. But if it's just yourself who use this, it's for your own use, then of course tick this here, okay? But I have got stuff in here that is useful to me for everything that we do, such as social media, basically. So when I'm doing social media posts for anybody, I would want it to follow a certain structure. That to avoid these long dashes, that I would want timestamps to be in this format. That if we were doing podcast introductions, that I would want them to be slightly longer. That I would like simplified language. That I would like British spelling. If I want American spelling, I will tell it that I want American spelling. That I would prefer emojis instead of numbers in lists. To prefer using make sure instead of ensure. Little things like that. These are the stuff that I've kind of saved in here. And what you can do if you have got this turned off and you want it to save something in its memory, you can just ask it, please save this in the memory when you've typed it out, basically. So I would highly recommend that you have both of them turned on. Record mode is basically if you record stuff by chat, voice even, sorry. So if you record things by voice, you can turn that on. And then you've got other stuff here that you can turn on as well. Usually all these are turned on, apart from connector search, I believe, is turned off. So what I'd highly recommend is this setup to start off with is your personalisation. And then of course in other videos I'm going to go through apps and schedules, and we'll go through all that kind of stuff. But definitely turn these on, and then you'll see obviously how they work, and that's the main things that you want. So yeah, let me know how you get on.